Previously, we've seen how we can perform node classification using a graph convolutional network. In this video, we'll perform the same node classification, but we'll use a graph attention network rather than a graph convolutional network to see how the model improves. Here, I've defined my graph attention network get on line 5. Within the init function, it takes in the same input arguments. Input, output channels, hidden channels is equal to 8, and the number of attention heads in the first graph attention layer is going to be equal to 8. We'll be using these default values for hidden channels and num heads when we train our model. On lines 10 through 14, I initialize the first graph attention layer GAT. It takes in the number of input channels, output channels, and the number of attention heads that I've configured is equal to 8. In the graph attention network, attention heads help by assigning different important weights to a node's neighbors during the aggregation process. Multiple attention heads help capture the various aspects of a graph structure, improving the model's ability to learn complex relationships and improving the performance of the graph model. Attention without the use of attention heads tends to be quite unstable and cannot really capture the nuanced importances of the local neighborhood of a node. Multiple attention heads make that easier. I've defined a second graph attention layer on lines 16 through 20, again, using the GAT layer. In channels is hidden channels multiplied by number of attention heads. This is the dimensionality of the output from the previous layer. We get attention coefficients from each attention head. Out channels, that's equal to output channels, the classes or categories into which we want to classify our data. And I set the second layer to have just one attention head. On lines 10 and 16, note that I used the GAT layer from PyTorch Geometric. This is a convolutional layer used in graph attention networks, and this uses the standard attention mechanism that we've discussed when we covered the concepts of graph attention networks. This layer uses a single layer of a neural network followed by a softmax operation. The forward pass through the attention network is defined here in the forward function. We access the node features X and the connection's edge index. We pass the node features through a dropout layer with a dropout of 0.6 or 60%. We then pass the node features and the graph connections through the GATConv1 layer and apply the ILU activation, exponential linear unit. We have another dropout layer on line 30, the dropout of 60%, and then we pass the output through the second graph attention layer, GATCon2. The rest of the code here is the same. We set up the choreograph, the input channels, and the output channels. What's going to be different is the model that we instantiate and train. You can see that I've instantiated a GAT model on lines 1 through 4. This GAT model includes additional neural networks to compute the attention coefficient for all neighboring nodes. You can see the number of parameters here, this 92,373. We can now Shift plus Enter and execute the remaining code cells. Here is the visualized function, allowing us to visualize the categorizations of the node. Initially, a model is node trained, so you'll find that the node categorizations are completely random. There is no clustering or grouping that we can see here for the different node categories that the model has predicted. Any clustering that you see here is purely by chance. I'll now initialize the GAT model, set up the optimizer. The same cross-entropy loss function, we use the same atom optimizer as before, but the learning rate is lower. It's 0.005. That's the only change, and there is no other change. We use the exact same code as before to train the model on the GPU. Let me go ahead and kickstart the training process. And here, you can see the training accuracy. At the end of 200 epochs, 97.9%, and the model took a little longer to train. Wall time was 1.23 seconds. Now, how did the model do on the test data? Well, that's what I'm curious about. Let's take a look at the test accuracy. And you can see that the model is a lot better, 81.2%, where previously this model was at 80.8. I'm going to instantiate the graph attention model once again with the same optimizer and the same loss criterion. What's going to change is how we train the model. We'll use the validation data. And for the model with the best validation accuracy, we'll save the weights of that model. The code is the same as before, except that we are going to choose the model with the best accuracy on the validation data. You can see that the best validation accuracy of 81.4% was achieved around the epoch 110. That is the model that we'll select to test on the test data. So let's print out the best validation accuracy. It's 81.4%. We've loaded the model parameters into our model. Let's now test this model on the test data and see what its accuracy is. And this model performs more poorly. It's only 79.8% on the test data. Clearly, for a simple dataset, this graph attention network is not better than the graph convolution network. Let's visualize the predictions of the graph attention network, and you can see the clustering here in the output. Scientific publications that belong to the same category are clustered together in two-dimensional space.